Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start my first blog. As you have noticed, there has been a lot of talk about bullying in the media and on YouTube blogs these days. And most of it is about anti-gay bullying in schools and the harm it causes to kids who identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or even questioning. But the purpose of this blog is to speak to those of you out there who have become a victim of anti-gay bullying that are straight. Yep. And other straight kids who think that this can't happen to them because they're straight. Well, the truth is, yes, it can. It happens to plenty of kids in the past and have driven them over the edge. Usually because one person started a rumor that went viral, or maybe that person didn't act entirely to their gender specification, or maybe the kid openly spoke in favor of the gay community, or maybe a gay best friend and his peers didn't like it. Whatever the reason, it started and it didn't stop, and drove kids well, I don't know if I want to mention their names at the moment, but it drove a lot of kids to suicide, as well as the ones who were confirmed to be gay. Or at least we think it did. No one is ever really exactly sure why these kids acted on it, but it's certain that anti-gay harassment played its part, regardless of the fact that none of these boys identified as gay, or girls either, which shows how irrational and dangerous homophobia and anti-gay bullying really is. Anyone can become a target. Just anybody. So, what to do if you're straight but suffering anti-gay harassment anyway? Well, there are at least 3 things I can think of, or 4 things actually that I can think of that I've jotted down. First, stand your ground. You know if you're straight or not. And if you know you are, obviously no one can tell you otherwise. Always clarify your heterosexuality whenever possible. Second thing, number 2, don't start bullying gay people to prove a point. Such an act is cowardly and brings you down to the bully's level. And seeing as most bullies are known to be closeted homosexuals, you'll probably end up doing quite the opposite of proving your heterosexuality. Not to mention, you don't want to end up causing someone else's suicide, which brings us to 3. Remember, the biggest anti-gay bullies are most likely closeted homosexuals, trying to achieve some vain hope of making themselves straight, which, when you think about it, is kind of ironic. You're a straight man perceived to gay, bullied by a closeted gay trying to pass as straight. It's mind-blowing. And 4, the 4th and last thing, but not least, don't take your own life no matter how tough it gets. Hang in there and talk to someone. Eventually, and only if you're straight, you will be able to prove it again. If you give up and end it all, not only are you throwing away your future, you'll probably end up making yourself a poster child for the gay community, which won't be fair to you or anyone else. So, in light of all of that, I'd say with the new school year starting, just do your best and try to remember that you're not alone. I hope this was insightful for all of you. Please leave a comment if there was something you might want to add. Just write in, or maybe even start your own blog. I thought this was an issue that needed to be addressed, and I noticed it wasn't always fully covered. So here I am, trying to cover it. Okay, thanks.